Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys, California. Before I begin, give all praise to the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. I pray the Most High blesses this lesson this evening, gives more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past, in order to understand events that are currently happening on the earth, so we get a much better understanding of the things that are soon to come on the earth. Brethren, this video was shared with me. Thank you so much for sharing it with me, and so I can share it with the nation. And the sister here, I'll definitely leave her link to this video here. I think this channel is redirecting. I'll leave the link in the description box if you guys want to watch the whole video. But it's some good information here. What you're going to see is how stuck these Gentiles are. See, they still think that we need their approval. They still think that the world needs to look at everything through their lens. And see, the world has passed them by. And when you hear the woman's talking about, she's surprised about how much this Black Hebrew Israelite movement has been growing. See, that just shows you how the Most High works. They're still working in their little world as if the Gentiles are always going to be on top. The Gentiles we're always going to need to go to the Gentiles in order to get approval. See, and they're stuck in that because they're stuck on just the Bible. They're stuck in them being the people of the Bible. They're stuck on Gentiles replacing us and thinking that, they're the only ones that can interpret the Bible. See, the Most High's already moved from that. He's moved past that. The Most High gave us the scriptures, gave us the Bible, gave us that understanding. Then he went a step further and gave us the second stick. Then he gave us more understanding from there. And see, these Gentiles have been left behind. They still think that the Bible's their book. They still think that they are the only ones that can interpret it. And anyone that interprets anything different is a heretic. So you can see now how the Most High has left them. He blessed them for a time. He blessed them and gave them the opportunity to rule. But now they have no understanding. They're still pushing everything as the Black Hebrew Israelites. These Black Hebrew, what is that? They play the dumb role. Oh, we don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is. Have you guys heard of them? You guys know exactly who we are, because you know exactly what to avoid in the scriptures. You know that the real Israelites were what you call so-called Black people. You already know that. You already know that we fit the curses. That's how you got your blessings. You already know that you took our records and acted like they were your own. You already know that. We didn't know it, but you did. So it's going to be funny to listen to these three white people, older people, try to tell you a little bit about the Hebrew Israelites. And then, the same things. They got the same old playbook. We're racist. We're just like the Ku Klux Klan. We're like the Nazis. Because, see, they can't go into this. It's not biblical. See, they can't go into scriptures and prove what we're saying wrong. All they can do is sit there and just name call, bash, make false equivalencies, things like that. That's what they've been doing this entire time. How could people actually saying that, us claiming that we're the true Israelites, how could that even equate with what happened, what the Nazis did, or what Ku Klux Klan did? Last time I checked, we haven't murdered or killed millions of people. We haven't lynched tens of thousands of people. But see, that's what they do to make false equivalencies, because they can't handle the truth and they can't prove this awakening wrong. They can't make it prove it false. So let's listen to a little bit here thank the sister for actually bringing this out. This is some great information. I wanted to share it as well.
Real quick, and then I will come back with my thoughts on what she had to say.
No, concerning what he's saying here. It said, I thought it was just a few people here and there heard of this movement, but I'm shocked to discover that this thing is far bigger than what I thought. It's especially on YouTube. It's worrying to see all of these black people running around claiming to be the real Israelites, saying that.
Are you somebody that would like to make some extra income online or start an online business, but
but a big lie created by the white man to enslave the black people? That sounds very racist to me. Designed to enslave the black people, but what I really hear them preaching is nothing but pure hatred. And in my opinion, it's not any different than the Ku Klux Klan, the Black Panthers, the Nazis, or the Black Lives Matter liars and hypocrites. They're all racist. So-called Christians from the black community are backsliding at an alarming rate. And joining this movement, and it grieves me to see the community. I'm a black Christian living in London, England, but I'm sad to say that this belief has reached this shores as well. Where did this belief originate from? As I said, I'm not familiar with a little bit about it, but apparently it's just something that's on YouTube. Do either one of you know anything about this?
You know, I've read in history that there are some Hebrews in Africa that are the black race. Ethiopia, but I've never studied them in terms of why it's that way and what do they believe and teach. I've never researched that.
But this doesn't sound like a true, even Jewish takeoff of true Judaism. It sounds like it's more of a racist
that's what it sounds like to me too.
Condemning Christianity, but certainly doesn't sound biblical.
No.
And Judaism is not the way to get saved. At this point, a person only gets saved and has a right relationship with God through accepting Jesus Christ as their personal Savior. And so this certainly doesn't sound biblical.
Well, I know it's not biblical. But I tell you what we'll have to do on this one. We'll have to maybe come back tomorrow and give you some more information about this. I've heard of it, and I've had a number of people email me, writing in and asking the question, but I just kind of stayed away from it until we got somebody here that understood it and was wanting to and could give us more information. We'll look into that. And give
let me look. I was just trying to get the name of it again. What they call it?
Okay, it's called the Black Hebrew Israeli Movement.
Now, as you see,
they don't even know what to call it. She wanted to stay away from it. We know exactly why they want to stay away from it, because they can't explain it. That's exactly why, you don't think they've been hearing about this for the last how many years, but they want to act as if, oh, I don't know what this is. Oh, I've never heard of this before. What's it called again? Now, they've been looking at our videos, looking at this information. Oh, it's not biblical. It's not biblical at all. It sounds very racist to me. But as you can tell that these people apparently haven't read their own Bibles. Because if they think, they actually know the scriptures, the scriptures are actually pretty racist as well. Let's read a little bit. Let's go to Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Now, see, that sounds pretty racist to me. Sounds as if the Most High has a special people that he's raised up above all people, all of the other people on the face of the earth. So if that's the case, and that's written in the Bible that you guys carry around, that you've made your money on, you've had your livelihood on, if that's in there, then you sitting here saying that, the Black Hebrew Israelites, they're racist, they're this, they're not biblical. Prove it. You said you don't even know what they believe. You don't know anything about them, but you're quick to sit there and open your mouth and run your mouth and say, oh, it's not biblical. They're racist, but I don't know anything about them. And then trying to compare us to Judaism. The only religions that count are the ones that you guys make up. Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism. All those ones are all okay. Those are legitimate. But Hebrew Israelite, oh no. I don't know anything about that. You're gonna keep on saying that? You keep playing the dumb role all the way till the end? I don't know anything about that. I guess we'll have to talk about that tomorrow. Oh, I've been staying away from it. Yeah, you're gonna stay away from it because you can't prove it wrong. You can't prove it wrong. That's exactly why you've been staying away from it. And see, now the Most High has pulled your card even more so, because now the Most High has released the second stick. And now we're killing you with precepts and destroying your guys' Christian religion just with the Bible, with our Bible. Now we've moved even a step further because now we understand what's going on with prophecy. We understand what's going on here in the Americas, which you guys don't. All you guys say is, oh, we don't know what's going to happen with America. We don't know. Well, we do. You're going to be getting swept off the lands, and the lands are going to be given back to the Hebrew Israelites that had it before. That's what's happening. But see, since you guys have lied about who was here, you lied about who you took all these lands from, now you're stuck. You can't tell people the truth. You can't tell people that, yeah, you know what? When we got here, the Israelites were here. We stole all their stuff. We stole all their books. We hid all this information. We took their identity. We gave them a false identity. And now we're doomed. You're going to tell people that? The Most High is calling them back. The Most High has given them the two sticks. He's given them the Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom's records again. They don't need us anymore. In fact, every time we open up our mouths, they just prove everything that we say wrong. We're being exposed every time we do something. Are they going to say that? Are they going to tell the world that the time of the Gentiles has come to an end? Of course not. That's our job, though. Don't worry about that. We'll make sure we do that to the power of the Most High. He's using us to destroy your lives. You're sitting there talking about your Christianity and us being racist. It wasn't racist when you changed Jesus to the white boy. That wasn't racist. When you changed him from being a black man to a white man, that wasn't racist. You changing all their names to these white European names, that wasn't being racist. You taking away our history and you taking it for yourselves and giving us a fake false history, that wasn't being racist. You trying to relegate any black person's opinion to be absolutely worthless, that's not being racist. And see, this shows exactly why the Most High is now raising up his own people to teach his own people. The Most High is raising up his people to teach his people. He's not raising up Gentiles to teach Hebrews. He's not teaching us to become, say we're awake, but then keep embracing Gentile propaganda. And that's what happened when we first got into this truth. And I realized that right from jump. I was like, as soon as we got into this truth, and it was like, you know what? There's got to be more to this. And started reading other books, and all of a sudden, you can't read that. Don't do this. Don't read that. No. We don't accept that. I'm like, well, hold on. The Christian church doesn't accept these books. Why is it that we can't read these other books? No. We can't accept those other books. Don't read the book of Enoch. Don't read Jasher. Don't read Jubilees. Don't read any of those books. Well, hold on. Isn't that what the white man did? Isn't that what the canonization is? What the church did? No. We're still going to follow that too. What? And then, oh, Jacob's trouble's coming. Jacob, I mean, haven't we been going through all this trouble? No. Don't talk about that. Jacob's trouble's coming. 7-year tribulation. Jacob's. I'm like, hold on. I said, we get into the truth, and then now we're stuck running around doing the same things that we were doing in a Christian church. That makes no sense. But you know why? Because see, the Gentiles never teach you about when is the time of the Gentiles going to be over? When is the reign of the Gentiles going to be over? When are the Gentiles going to teach that lesson? When are you going to hear that sermon from them? See, the days of you guys being able to tell us, oh, you're wrong. Oh, you guys are the black Hebrew Israelites. Oh, you guys are racist. See, those days of you guys actually being able to say that with any kind of authority, yeah, that's done. You can say it, but people that are actually awake are going to see right through it because you've been lying about absolutely everything. So let's read a little bit of Romans 11 and 25. And I would love to hear the Gentile breakdown of this. For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happened to Israel, until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. Blindness in part happened to Israel. Now see, we were blind. We were blindness in part. We were blind in part. Why is that? How is that? We didn't have the two sticks. We didn't have knowledge of the second stick. So yeah, for a long time we thought we were just Gentiles. But then, Spirit started waking us up. We realized that we were the Hebrews. So we got that part, but we were still blind, even though we thought we were awake. We thought we were getting knowledge and understanding about us being the Israelites. And that was a beautiful thing. I love that awakening, but that wasn't all of the awakening the Father had for us. We got a part of it. So even though we had a part of it, many of us got into this, a few years ago, decade ago, longer than that, 10 years ago. And some people in this 15 years, 20 years. But we were still blind in part. Why is that? Because it was still the time of the Gentiles. So we got some understanding. We were getting prepared to be able to get all of the understanding. Many of us got some of it and still thought, and then we got a little bit of understanding and thought that was it. When we first got this understanding about who we are, we memorized all these precepts, memorized all this information in the Bible. It's just waiting for a day that a Gentile would say something so we could just smash their beliefs. And then we realized that day didn't come, rarely came because these Gentiles and these other nations didn't know much of anything. Even our own people who are in these churches don't know much of anything. All they know is Paul and how to twist Paul to make it say whatever they want to say in order for them to, live that Christian twisted doctrine. So we were still blind. We had some information, but the Southern Kingdom's records, Southern Kingdom's, stories. But when the Most High gave us the second stick and we were able to combine the Southern Kingdom and the Northern Kingdom's records together and get more understanding, that was a sign of the end of the time of the Gentiles. The fullness of the Gentiles become in. That was the key. Once that came in, Most High confirmed that with the releasing of the plagues. And if you want to go on to that, go to Doctrines and Covenants, chapter 45. It'll talk about the fullness of the gospel. And it'll talk about when that comes in, that trigger after that comes in is going to be this plague. It's going to sweep the lands. And that's exactly what you're seeing. And the plague is getting worse. It's evolving. It's changing. So that I was just talking to my brother, right now before this video. And he was saying, my brother Fred, we were talking and he said, it seems as if the Most High is like pretty much whenever they say a lie, he's just smacking that lie down instantaneously. No, they say, certain things are happening, and the Most High just switches it up. Says, oh, with this cure, don't worry about, if you take the cure, you'll be good. You don't got to worry about passing to anybody. You don't got to worry about, you're not gonna be able to pass it to anybody. You can resume life as normal. Most High said, nope. Most High said, nope. Many of these things that they have promised, if you go along with their plans and you go on and take that cure, many of the things they promised are now being shown to not be coming to fruition anymore. But you see how they're stuck, just like these people in this video. Oh, I don't know anything about these Hebrew Israelites. I don't know anything about them. They're just racist. You guys have been saying the same things for how long? Oh, it's not biblical. How long y'all been saying that? Prove it. You haven't proven anything because you can't. There is no plan B. There is no, hey, let's prove all this stuff wrong, because you can't. And that's why when we got the second stick and we got the understanding and we realized we don't need your approval for anything, you guys are now accelerating your plans because you see that you're losing your grip. You're losing your grip on reality. You've already lost your grip on the Israelites. Now you're losing your grip on your own brethren. Now the Most High is turning you guys, your brothers against brother, Gentile against Gentile. You guys are all confederate to keep us down. Now that you don't have the power to keep us down anymore, now the Most High is turning you against each other. Just as he said he would, like he talked about in 2 Ezra 15. So it's easy to see how the Most High has left the Gentiles way behind. The unrepentant Gentiles who don't want to accept the truth, who can't accept the truth. For you Gentiles that are actually able to see the truth and want to follow the Most High and are cleaving to the Most High's chosen people and learning from the real Israelites, welcome. We welcome you with open arms. You are our brethren. You are the ones that the Most High has called to accept this truth, and we accept you. We are not a hate group. We do not hate people. We are the most loving people in the world. Anyone that's been treated the way we've been treated, and even before we got into this truth, we're still willing to forgive you and love you and pray for you and go to your churches and worship your white Jesus and forgive and forget all the things that have happened to our people, happened to our ancestors. We are the most loving and forgiving people. Esau doesn't do that. The other nations don't do that. That's what the Israelites do. So they can miss me with all the, you're racist and hateful. We're not like that. We're going to see how much you love the Lord. You're going to be able to accept that he is a so-called black man. You're going to be able to accept the fact that Yahushua, the man you called Jesus, was a so-called black man. You're going to accept the fact that his people, so-called black people, you're going to be able to accept that. You're going to be able to accept the fact that you're going to have to learn from us. You're going to have to cleave to us. You're not going to teach us anything. You're going to cleave to us. So you can keep your mouth shut about trying to debate and argue and teach, because you've already had your opportunity. And the Most High has shown you that he's shown that you don't know anything, that your fathers have inherited lies. And it's best for you to keep your mouth shut and learn the truth and be humble and humble yourselves down the way we did. So again, Romans 11:25. For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happened to Israel, until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. At first, through the hands of the Gentiles, we had all of our knowledge taken away. When this awakening began, we got some of our knowledge back. The completion of the rest of that, we got the understanding from the Bible about who we are, who we were. When the fullness of the Gentiles came in is when we got the rest of the information, the second stick, and be able to teach and bring that information understanding to the people through the power of the Most High, through the Holy Spirit. He's not giving it to everybody. He's not giving it to you Gentiles to be teaching us. He's now raising up his own men to teach his own nation. So you can either roll with it or get rolled up on, whichever one. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to, the other brethren here. The Most High is in charge. He's the one that's setting up this whole scenario. And as you can see now, the blessings that the Gentiles had are over. Their military might has been shown that Most High has taken away that military might that they've had before. The thing that Esau has, put his, hung his hat on, his military and his power has been shown to be taken away. That sword of his, that blessing of his has been taken away. And that's been in the news all day for the last few days with all these events going on in Afghanistan. So you're living in very perilous times, Gentiles, especially when you don't know the truth and you refuse to accept the truth from the ones that the Most High has raised up to bring the truth. All praises to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.